teachers, and students who have come today to celebrate the graduation of the Fairfield Ludlow High School class of 2013. It has been an eventful 4 years since the first time we opened our undersized lockers and breathed a sigh of relief that we couldn't be shoved inside by the upperclassmen. And now we come together on the final day of our high school education to celebrate our survival of Fairfield Ludlow and all its quirks. I would like to narrate some of the experiences that I have shared with many of the students and faculty here at Fairfield Ludlow. This year, I took a very advanced and involved course load, as many students here like to do. My schedule looked a little something like this. Period 1, took physics with Mr. Hayden. Period 2, took physics. Period 3, physics as well. Period 4, physics. Period 5 was my physics lab. Period 6 was physics. Period 7 was physics. And finally, to cap it off, we had period 8 physics. Now, I was pretty surprised that we offer this many physics classes here, but according to Mr. Hayden, everything is just physics anyway, so it kind of made sense. Ludlow is a very modern school, as represented by the high-level integration the learning platform in the school has with the internet. Many students can contact their teachers, view assignments, and even get some extra help online right from their computer at home. As you can probably tell, I'm not talking about Infinite Campus, but rather the miracles of social media. Veteran teachers right at Ludlow are quite adept at using these technologies, whether it's Senora Frankel's lovable dog LaRue helping us through a particularly complicated Spanish assignment on Facebook, or Mr. Vitale, the chem_master on Instagram. Teachers at Ludlow are very approachable and friendly. Even Mr. Bright, who often finds technology conspiring against him, regularly tweets words of wisdom. On the topic of Infinite Campus, I think we should go easy on the administration. Infinite Campus is a great program. I mean, what other attendance system is going to stay on top of all the cuts and absences that take place every day? My homeroom can attest to this. I mean, based on all the cut slips I've received, I'm probably losing credit in my free period by now. In terms of attendance problems, period 1 teachers hear the most excuses. But it's not really the students' fault. I mean, we just get pretty unlucky when it comes to the mornings. We've had a cumulative 50 car breakdowns, 80 doctor's appointments, and a few shark attacks along the way, and that's just one class. But in a bizarre phenomenon, most of these excuses are generally limited to rainy days. That's why, to remedy these problems, I've heard that Mr. Bright and our own senior Noah Young have started construction of an ark of biblical proportions for the juniors next year. Fairfield Ludlow has been a great place to spend the last 4 years, and I'd now like to take a moment to thank a few people. My family for supporting me in every task that I set out to accomplish. All the teachers from Mrs. Poole, my first high school teacher in 8th grade as she traveled back and forth from the middle school, to Mr. Hayden teaching my final high school class. For teaching me that there is always something worth learning. All of my friends and classmates for motivating me and helping me to have a good time in high school, especially those with the last name starting with J, like mine, because when we had to line up alphabetically and sit down, it was kind of boring otherwise, so thank you for keeping me entertained. And lastly, Mr. Volpe's homeroom 235 for providing a memorable 7 minutes a day ever since the first day of freshman year. Whenever I hear the title of headmaster, I'm always reminded of the magical halls of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Kind of makes sense. And just like the mysteries that surround Hogwarts, Ludlow students have the very real mystery of finding out who our headmaster actually is this year. But seriously, thanks to Mr. Hatsis for giving us some stability and for keeping the school from falling apart, and especially for giving me this opportunity to speak to you all today. I want to thank everyone in the audience for coming out today and supporting this class as they leave behind the vestiges of high school and move on to their lives ahead of them. There's one piece of advice I want to give all the underclassmen in the audience. Next year, remember to fill out your library passes in pencil. They last a bit longer that way, so that might help you. And to the graduating seniors, I'd like to leave you with a quote from the Dalai Lama. Better days are coming. Well, actually, Mr. Bright said that one. Thank you for listening to me today, and have a good day. Congratulations.